And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and Odie has joined us for a big morning.
Man, we are here. It's Monday. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm into my third cup.
Oh, I was running late. I'm into my first.
Oh, Odie's not going to be as good if it's his first cup. We have to let him think a little while.
Yeah, sometimes that's where the crazy things come from.
All right, you need to put out a warning for everybody that has one of these fancy watches like you've got. What'd you tell me happened?
Yeah, so I'm still learning this smancy thing here. Well, I normally, it doesn't take but like an hour to charge it. So I'll charge it during the day or something when it gets low. And I let it go this weekend, and it beeped last night. It said, you need to let me charge overnight. I was like, okay. So I stuck it on charge. Well, it's connected to my phone, so everything comes through here, all my alerts. So if you call it, and does all that stuff. My alarm, well, I didn't have it on. So I didn't feel no alarm. I had 3 or 4 missed calls.
So does the phone not make a noise if you've got a phone connected to it?
No.
I didn't know that.
If it does, I don't know how to make it.
Look, my Timex finally took a beating and quit ticking about 20 years ago, and I never bought another one. Because I carry a cell phone, and it's got the time on it.
I hadn't wore a watch in probably 15 years. And I stuck this one on there.
A thing of the past is the pocket watch. I never see anybody with a pocket watch anymore. Used to, you'd see the guy in the overalls flip that out.
That's right. Have that chain. He'd look at it and hit that button on top. Of course, kids nowadays, they don't know how to tell time on that one.
You're right. If it's not digital, it's like saying, bring me some double alt buckshot.
They had a picture of a watch, and the question on the test was, draw 3 o'clock on a watch. Well, this one kid, he didn't do it on that watch. He drew a box and then put 3 o'clock. Because that's all they know now is digital. They don't know how to do it.
It's sad. Look, speaking of sad news, pets are one of my favorite things in the world. I love them to death. Their family, as we find out the world, and this is big. The world's oldest dog passed away. 31 years old, Odie. And as we go to Daily Mail, here's a picture of the old pup there. At 31, he's passed away now. That's just, it's great that he lived that long, but man, can you imagine the hurt that would be after 31 years of having that as your companion?
Yeah.
It lasted longer than some marriages.
Yeah. All mine put together.
I didn't say that. You putting your own self in that doghouse. I just want you to know that, not me.
This one's gonna make up for all of them.
We had an overnight fire over at the TA truck stop. We had a 18-wheeler, Odie, from best of my understanding, catch on fire.
Hauling beef.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? We found it. It's in the back of that truck.
So, how bad was the fire? I never heard how it ended up being. Did the beef get cooked?
The beef didn't get cooked.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. It's a little smoked, but it didn't get cooked. So they were able to open the doors and get it out. It was in between the bulkhead and the wall.
Yeah.
They were able to get that put out.
But it's just amazing how things can catch on fire. You can stop, pull over on the side of the road. Next thing you know, your car is smoking and burns to the ground. Things can happen.
Yeah. Well, now, normally we see this a lot in brakes where they use their brakes an awful lot and it gets real hot.
Yeah.
And then it catches on fire. Don't know if that would cause this one or not, but he didn't have any tire and had a flat part of a rim. I'm just saying, I don't know if something happened there.
Boy, talk about a big weekend in downtown Meridian. The Bud and Burgers was a huge success. We're guessing somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000 people.
Yeah. That was, we got Terrence and we said, all right, come here. You're the one who knows this. So this area here and this area, how many people And he kind of gave us a breakdown of
How he judges.
how they judge it, and they've measured everything off. So, yeah, anywhere from 25 to 3,000.
Let's
people.
congratulate these winners because this is neat as we look at this from Mitchell Companies. First place was Parker Marketing. Second place was the Back Porch, Coastline, Charlie Bedingfield. And then the People's Choice was the Back Porch of Meridian. And that's where you could drop the ticket in and pick who you thought was the big winner. There they are.
Yeah. Man, isn't that something?
There's old Back Porch there. But congratulations to all the winners. And, boy, the entertainment was good. Brick Gully got up and sang. And next thing you know, we had the Little Mustache Band come up.
I mean, it was a beautiful night.
It was.
Mustache Band. Oh.
Talented group. I don't remember their name. Was it 2 years ago at the Crawfish Bowl where they had the girl dressed like Dolly and the guy dressed like Bo Duke? It was 4 of them.
I think it was.
They were good.
It may have been last year at the Buds and Burgers.
It may have been. But let me tell you something. They were good. I'd go back to see them just to see them again. Enjoyed it so much. And as we look around, of course, Meridian's Finest was there helping take care of everybody that was there. Large turnout there.
Now, that right there
Who
is what
this?
happened to Alabama during the first half.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do good at all. And they ended up, he was turning a little peaked there when he saw that score. They were behind.
I did not know that Citizens had a mascot.
I didn't either. And I saw him and I said, dude, I got to have your picture.
That was my 5th trip of walking back to this train station while Odie took pictures.
He said, here, hold this.
Well, I was filming a commercial over there, and I really didn't realize just how far that was.
I'll walk and meet you. And I'm like, okay. He'll be here in 30 minutes.
Larry Gill, the mayor of Marion, we walked up the bridge, and he goes, Scotty Ray, you going to make it? I was,
I will in a minute.
I couldn't keep up with them. They outwalked me. We'll tease them about that. They'll be in on Friday to talk with us. But, a couple of more shots there of people just enjoying themselves at City Hall. And it was perfect. Again, crowds, we guesstimate 2,500 to 3,000. It was a lot. Now, things would change a little bit as we get into the nighttime. This is the headlines. And I will say this, although we were not invited, and it was 40 seconds, or it was less than a minute of a news conference, at least somebody said something. They didn't say much, but they did show up.
Well, so they did have one.
Yeah, they just forgot to tell everybody on purpose, I think. As we look at this, the deadliest weekend in Meridian that I can remember in quite some time, as we had somewhere reportedly around 100 shots fired from an automatic weapon. 4 people would be shot. 1 person died in downtown Meridian. Over the entire weekend, we had 5 people shot. Multiple drive-bys is what we had as we pull this up.
Man.
As we look here, this is where it would all go down on this street here. Here's Sam's Fashion. Here's 23rd Avenue, the Doughboy Monument right over here, 3 Foot Brewery right in there. All of this right past here is where the shooting would take place. Now, we had racing and fights and all types of different things that happened in the wee hours of the morning. But right along in here is where the shooting would happen.
We do have cameras in that area.
We do?
Oh, yes, we do. Well, the city does. Now, are they still operating? Because these aren't very old cameras. These are the ones that they made a deal with Mississippi Power.
Okay, I remember the Mississippi Power ones.
So, I mean, I know they're still up, but we've got them all in that area. You'd think with City Hall, you would keep that area under surveillance. You would think there's enough cameras around there, because isn't that what we're going to, is cameras?
Yep, that's what I'm told. It will help out.
So they're there. Let's get the footage off of it and find out what really went on and who's involved. And with that many people downtown, y'all know who did it.
Oh, somebody does, without a doubt.
Hello.
And in spite of all of the different talks and everything that went on this weekend, the different posts, remember this. At the end of the day, this was all about Meridian getting shot up and a person dying. Now, there was a lot of people that tried to take the big picture away. We had 4 people shot, 1 person murdered in our downtown area. That is the news. That is what happened. That is the headline. You can't change that. That's what happened. And it has to stop.
And if
Bottom
you
line.
care about this city, you would find out ways to save this city. But you know, I went back and looked, and I'm like, boy, they're complaining an awful lot. Well, no wonder. It says, from Chicago, lives in Chicago. Then take your butt back to Chicago and leave us the freak alone. Oh, go home. Because if you live here, then you ought to be up to what's going on with this city. You don't even live here. None of y'all do. Honolulu, Hawaii, Chicago, Illinois. This is Meridian, Mississippi. And only the people who live here ought to be the ones on there complaining about anything.
We do hope that this will be able to get a grip on it. Nothing was said in that press conference that we had, other than one person is dead and we've had some shootings. That was all that was said. We don't know any more than we did, but at least someone spoke. The mayor was there. I'll give Jimmy credit for that. And I sent him a text yesterday waiting to hear back. I'm going to send another email on this. We will keep trying to get the real truth of what happened, what is going to be done to prevent this.
Should have
Again,
sent a drone up to see if anybody had gotten arrested.
there you go. That's what they said. Now, again, let me make this statement. I made this statement when I was live downtown. This is not the men and women who wear the blues' fault. They work hard every day. They respond. They go to where they're called and where to go to. It has to come from above them, people that line all this out, that set policies. That's where we look to for advice on all this.
These guys run their tail off. These
They do.
men and women wearing the badge, they are going from one call to another. They don't know what they're getting into between one call and another. These are human beings, and they have to leave their family and leave their family's business at home and come grab a hold to Meridian's business. And that stress that they have to endure during the day,
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
they have to drop it off at the station and say, I'll pick you back up tomorrow, but first I've got to go home and pick up my family. That's hard to do without the stress of what they're going through. The men and women putting the badge on and serving this city, kudos to every one of y'all. Y'all work your butts off, and you do it for
A little or
pay.
nothing.
And I think it's time that we start pulling away from all these government checks going out and giving it to our police officers.
No, they deserve it. Now, you would think, well, it ended there. It didn't. We would have another person shot as we'll go here to pull this up. This would be in the 5th Street, 46th Avenue area. As you'll look at here, here's Arthur Street. Here's Maples Gas. As we come east of there, here's Pacific Street, Max Truck Service. Right in here is where the shooting. And it is a miracle more people were not shot. We've got reports of homes hit, and I believe, if I'm understanding it, the gunshot victim was non-life-threatening, but still they were shot. I think it was somewhere in the foot, the leg, in that area. They were still shot. That's what happened at the end of the day. We've got more coming up as we get brace. One day, we promise y'all it's going to be winter.
It's getting
there, one way or another. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie as we start your day.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care. Forget custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical, 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian, 601-693-6374.
If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. Mark your calendars for the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., October the 28th at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. From boutique items, jewelry, wooden items, T-shirts, soups and dips, home decor, stocking stuffers, gift ideas galore. Something for everyone on your Christmas wish list. That's Saturday, October the 28th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Call Becky at 601-480-1776.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
And welcome back. I need to say happy birthday to my old classmate, my old friend, Lisa Nicholson, and she got a brand new last name, Goldman. Well, she's had it for a few years now, but
She's gotten used to it.
yeah. Happy birthday, Lisa. I hope it's a big one there for you. I'll go through the drive-thru just to bother you today.
And Buster Jellick, his birthday is today, and his wife wished him a happy birthday. So she didn't turn in your age on that.
No age revealed just yet.
She just said happy birthday. So happy birthday, Buster.
As we mentioned, be careful in between now and the holidays. The holidays always seem to where people want to do a little bit more. As we go here, we have another car stolen in Meridian.
Yeah.
And let's zoom this up a little bit. This is a gentleman getting out of his car. And Odie, as you'll see, he walks onto his car.
But now his lights are on. You still see his lights on.
Yep. Now watch what happens. There he comes. And then the car is stolen. Off it goes. Now, if you zoom on over here, this is what it's like coming out and finding its car is gone. So if you know anything about this, and it's a miracle that they didn't also get that one.
Yeah.
Now, this is the second time in weeks that this has happened, and we do expect more of this. It will be more. If you see something, know where this car is, please call police. This man worked hard for his car. He'd like it back. And the last thing, everybody has done this at one point. You pull up to a gas station, you leave your keys in, you're going to be in a hurry. It's just going to take a second. And you come back and everything's gone.
Now, this day and time is not the day and time that you can do that and trust people to leave your stuff alone.
And I don't know when things changed, if it was the 70s or the 80s or if it started happening in the 90s. But I do remember, most people, they'll all say, well, we used to leave our house unlocked. Leave. You did. Times have just changed, period.
You didn't lock anything.
That's right. But
it's terrible.
That's the second car stolen from this exact location in 2 weeks, and this has happened before. We'll keep on top of it and keep you informed of what goes on and how this, and hopefully somebody will be brought to justice. We certainly hope.
Buster is 80 today.
Go ahead, Buster.
Well, happy 80th birthday.
Hope it's a big one there.
All this crime, and then you talked about there was about a 10-second conference that said, somebody got shot and got killed, and somebody got hauled off in a helicopter. There needs to be a forum where the public is invited and your chief and all that come together and answer questions. Now, before it scares you to death, we can limit this in a very easy way.
Okay, tell me.
Before you come in the door, your name's got to be on the voter polls where you went and voted. If you did not go vote, hit the door, Jack. You ain't got no right to say nothing.
That'll never happen, though, Odie.
No, it won't. But now
it's a nice thought.
Vote next time.
But
now you're talking about the people coming to talk.
And put a limit on it. Let's don't let one person be up there all night if we're going to make some rules. We brought up this guy the other day. Do y'all remember the Kung Fu? We brought up that movie, and somebody named it Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I thought he had passed away, and I got quickly corrected. They released a picture of him there. He lost everything that he had due to, well, he had a little habit there.
Ooh.
Little white stuff that he got.
Nose candy?
Yeah, that nose candy. Here's what he looks like today. Y'all remember what he used to look like back in the day, but here he is today, Jean-Claude Van Damme, if I mention the name right. Yeah. I wouldn't know him if I didn't have the name above it. Literally.
Not with that.
Here he is from way back when he was Mr. Physical Fit right there. Do you remember that?
Now, that was at Kumata or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Somebody posted the name on it.
He's certainly changed, but we're glad that he got his life together also.
Yes. Yeah.
And you still can't beat Chuck Norris.
No, or Bruce Lee.
About the best when it comes to all that. You ever watch those movies and go, well, I don't understand a word that's going on?
Well, it was always...
Subtitles, welcome. That's it.
So you didn't... But it was still good because you could see some action.
Look, all I know is when Chuck Norris put that cowboy hat on, somebody's fixing to get it.
Uh-oh. All right. So Shay blanks. They're not going to mention that. What did Shay say?
Oh, I don't know. We'll check into it. More coming up. We're going to find out exactly what's going on with the plants. This is that time of year to where it's hot, it's cold. We got Al here to talk all about plants and what to do. Y'all stay next. He'll tell us.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
There's something special about autumn and Al's Garden and Gift. There's no better place to pick up beautiful mums, snapdragons, and pumpkins. Fall in love with pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Hay bales, corn stalks, homemade wreaths, flags, and unique pottery waterfalls will add extra appeal to an entrance or outdoor space. Tailgating festivities are fun with Captain Rodney's, Grumpy Man, Redneck Gourmet Sauces, Salsa, Jellies, Cheese Straws, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I hope your morning is going well for you. As we mentioned, our special guest this morning, the man with the green thumb as we cut cameras and go to Al. How in the world are you doing today?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Well, we had a cold snap a few weeks ago, and now it looks like a little bit warmer weather. Let's talk about the number one item that nobody seems how to grow, and you're pretty good at it. Those ferns. What do you do when the cold weather comes on that, Al?
Best thing to do is chunk them and buy new ones next year. I mean,
and that's the truth.
Truthfully, I mean, you bring them inside, they're gonna have a little mouse come up in there and build a house and scare you to death one day. So yeah, best thing to do is just throw them away.
See, that's what we like. Is the truth. Your first gardener that tells you these other people, well, you do that. Yeah. Outlook, they're gonna die.
Get a blow dryer out there, warm it up. If
you want to just insist on keeping it, then I'd suggest cutting them back and to where they're not so big.
Yeah.
And you bring them inside and try to keep them alive, put them by a window, but it's going to be difficult, and they're not going to be that pretty next year most likely unless you got a greenhouse. If you got a nice little sunroom or something, you might.
That's a different story.
Yeah. But most people don't have nothing. And
how many houses you pass by and see the big brown blob hanging from the front porch?
Yeah, all of them.
When do you suggest finally give it up of, I got to replace it, but throw it on the front porch? What color do they turn that you go, well, it's over?
Pretty brown, yeah.
Pretty brown.
Light brown to yellow.
All right, now, as we move into fall, what is one of the things that people do to decorate their outside of their home as you're coming up on the porch? Because y'all do decorations, y'all do a little bit of all, the fall festival. Yeah. What do you suggest? Where do you go to decorate here?
Well, pumpkins, of course, is the biggest thing. We sell a lot of pumpkins, and I've got one customer in particular. She comes sees me every year with her mother. It's an awesome tradition that she started, and her and her mother come up there wearing their pumpkin shirts, and I wish I had a picture of her front porch, but she sent me one the other day. The FedEx guy brought her Amazon packages and couldn't hardly get them all on the porch because all the pumpkins were on.
Well, you got this other item here, and let me pull this up because people do like to sit around fires, and this is probably one of the safest things you can do so that, well, nothing else can happen. Let me pull this picture up here. What's this called?
It's propane fire pits. Yeah, I mean, as far as being able to enjoy a fire without having to worry about it getting out and all that. I mean, and you got like that one with the rocks in it. They look real cool when the fire's burning. It kind of glistens in those clear rocks.
Neato.
That's the only kind of fire you can have.
Right. I've had a lot of people calling me, can I burn my fire pit? It's like, as long as it's propane.
Yep.
Now, the next object is, and I never, and correct me because I don't know a lot about plants, Al, as well as I pull this up, but at Christmas, there's one plant that you see, and I never see it any other time of year, ever. And it's this right here.
Poinsettias, yep. That's another thing. The day after Christmas, they're not worth a penny. so on Christmas Eve, we're usually giving them if we got any left, we're usually giving them to customers.
Here you go, take
as
this
they walk
week.
out the door, because I mean they're just literally not worth anything after the Christmas.
The poinsettia. How long does it take for them to get to that red look that or do they stay full bloom like that?
No. That's actually not even a bloom. Those are called bracts. That's not the bloom of a poinsettia. The bloom on the poinsettia is actually your little yellow pistons inside the bloom. That's actually the flower.
No, I didn't.
Yep. And on poinsettias, what a lot of people don't know is they had to have a certain amount of darkness, complete black darkness. I know back in college when we grew them, we had to. I think seemed like it was from like 5 p.m. until 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And we had to have complete black darkness. Had to cover them up because any little bit of light would keep them from turning that red.
Wow.
Or whatever color that particular variety.
As you talk about pumpkins and stuff, let me pull this up because as we talk about all of this, you think of pumpkins for Halloween and then it goes right on into Thanksgiving. So you can use pumpkins all the way to decorate. And this is one of the scenes here that y'all have got put up here of pumpkins. Boy, that's pretty.
Yeah. Those are with that yellow moms and stuff. I mean, that's a lot of people do that. And like you said, you can use them all the way through Thanksgiving.
The next question is once we do, and we're seeing this November 1 roughly, is when we're going to have our next little cool snap to where our highs are going to be in the 60s. Plants that are outside your house, do you cover them up, or when is the transition of it's really winter and I can't do any more with it, or do you try to protect them in between now and then? What is the rule of thumb?
Kind of depends on what the plant is. If you've got your house plants that you took out on your patio for the summer, you need to start getting them ready and bringing them inside because hopefully, we will get some cooler weather pretty soon. But yeah, as far as, shrubbery and stuff, really technically don't ever have to do anything with those to get them ready. Now last year, we had that Siberian Express, they called it, come through. There wasn't nothing anybody could do to prevent damage from that. That took out a lot of stuff that shouldn't have never been took out. But it was just such a drastic drop in temperatures. But normally, you just want to clean up your summer stuff and cut back like your banana trees and stuff. Because I don't know if you've ever seen a banana tree once a frost hit it, but it turns to mush. And it's a whole lot nastier to clean up.
I had one.
It's a lot better to cut it back, before the frost.
Keyword had.
Here's the next question of flower beds as you're getting to this during the wintertime. Is it better to go with pine straw or the mulch stuff? What is, I have no clue.
There's really not an answer to that. Everybody's got their own opinion. Some people love pine straw, some people love mulch. To me, it kind of depends on what you're putting it around. If it's just a line of shrubs and stuff, pine straw, looks great. But if you're trying to plant flowers in all that flower bed, around those shrubs, it's kind of difficult because pine straw is a lot thicker and fluffier. So, it's harder to plant little stuff around it. But, we sell a ton of both. The mulches come in different colors, red, black, and brown.
Now, you even do it by the scoop down there if you want to bring your truck.
Right. We sell it by the scoop or bag. It'll save you some money, a little bit of money on if you buy it by the scoop, but it's a little more inconvenient.
But let me tell you, that bag's pretty handy. You're running up that bag, and then you can just put it where you need to.
Right. Bags you can carry around the yard and carry them around and take them to where you want to put them. And also, if you don't have time, if you run out of time, you can throw the bags off your truck and come back to it later. When you get a scoop on the back of your truck, you pretty much have to get that dealt with then, or you're going to be riding around with mulch in your truck blowing around.
Have you a big pile of mulch in the backyard?
As here's somebody that sent in a thing that come and bought some stuff. I want to share this picture. This is an entrance to a home here. That turned out well, didn't it?
That's it. That's the customer who heard her mother come every year. And it's just awesome to be a part of that.
Yeah.
They come up there this year, with their pumpkin shirts on, matching pumpkin shirts. And it's nice to see a mother-daughter, doing something like that. But every year last year you couldn't even, I don't even know how you got to her door. This year she got a little path. But it's just funny because she got overwhelmed with it. I think trying to imagine how when you get home with all those pumpkins, it's like, all right, where do I start?
Yeah.
But she did a great job. I mean,
she's got that in her head how to do it.
Job. And every year it's awesome to wait and see what she does.
Now, for the folks who've never been to your business, Al, tell us where it's located and how to get to you. What do you do?
The easiest thing is we're 3 miles north of Walmart on 19 North, just behind the Dollar General and the back porch on State Boulevard Extension. So if you go 3 miles from Walmart on 19 North, then you'll see back porch, Rock House, Dollar General. You turn right there, and we're behind that Dollar General.
Can't miss him.
Can't miss it.
What's the telephone number, Al?
601-453-3853.
Now, don't rush off. We got some more questions before we come up. Because Al helps out a lot with the community also. Volunteer fireman on the spot. Me and you were talking one morning. I went out to a wreck that happened. And I just want to pick your brain on a few things. So don't run off. A couple questions there. Coming up, we're going to go back in history and see what happened on this date. All on the way with Scotty Ray and Odie with the Scotty Ray Report.
I'm Nick Lisi, and I'm running for Justice Court Judge of District 1. Justice Court is the people's court, and I've been serving the people of Lauderdale County for 30 years. I grew up here, and now having 4 kids of my own, the future of our community matters to me. On November 7th, remember, vote Republican, vote Nick Lisi.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power. 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray. As we look around, there's always an incident happening, and we have to say everybody's okay in this, but I wanted to bring this up. Out on I-20 at mile marker 80 yesterday, Coughlin Racing had an incident there. And look at this. And bless them, no one was hurt whatsoever. The race car made it. The hauler had an issue there as we look at this, as Simmons Wrecker showed up on the scene to pull it out of the woods there. But at the end of the day, no one was hurt. We're glad that, and hopefully they'll be back racing coming up this weekend.
Yeah, hopefully so. The cars are strapped inside their hauler pretty good. It looked like that was okay. It looked like it was just a hauler, so hopefully they can get somebody to take them out to the race.
Absolutely. Before we get into this day in history, we have to say congratulations to somebody. We got some state champs in the area, and it is always super cool. Newton County, let's pull this up here as we got the video of this, of where they win the game.
Just tapped it where it didn't even go right over.
And that's a win for them as the girls all pile up there. Congratulations, state champions there. You can't beat it. We're proud of them. And I hope y'all celebrate and enjoy yourselves. We haven't had anybody beat that I know of, the Rolls
280?
I think that was the last
what
count.
it is?
To my knowledge, we hadn't had anybody beat that. So we'll keep you posted if we get an update on this. All right, let's roll back in time. I have to say, of all the shows that I've watched, it was fascinating. She could do a lot, but maybe it was not just what she could do, but it was just, she was downright gorgeous.
Yeah.
As we go back to remember, do you remember Dr. Bellows, who always walked in trying to figure out what just went on?
Yeah, he was the head doctor, wasn't he?
Yep. William Henry Rourke was his name. We don't know him. That he's Dr. Bellows. He'll be that forever there. But boy, he got to be on the show with her. That was it.
It's got to be Mickey Rourke's dad.
You think so?
It's got to be.
It could be.
Because they look similar.
Now that you bring that up, there is a resemblance to that. Somebody will know the truth behind that or not, if that really is it. This next guy spent most of his career yelling. He would die I think he died at like 50-something, 52, 53 years old. But he yelled at one guy, and you can't blame him for yelling at the guy. And that was his whole show. Yes, Frank Sutton was born on this day in 1923. Gomer Powell, United States Marine Corps.
Private Powell.
That really was.
Sarge.
I saw an episode a few weeks ago where Aunt B came to see him.
Oh, Aunt B. I think they did. They just showed up.
Yeah.
So this is an Army recruit, a Marine recruit. What are you doing? Well, we just come up here to see you.
Did you see where they snuck the girlfriend of another soldier into the base and he was trying to hide her?
I don't remember that one.
I remember it. the girls of Mount Pilot never showed up, I don't think, on the base. The greatest nighttime talk show host there ever was born on this date.
Yep.
He rode off into the sunset, and you never heard from him again after he retired. He meant it. Most folks said, well, I'm retiring in 2 years. They're doing a world tour, writing a book, and you can't get rid of him. Not this guy. He said bye, and he went home. Johnny Carson, born on this day in 1925. How'd he do it? Here's
Johnny.
It was a big show.
That was Ed McMahon.
He never come to visit me as often as I filled out that little form there.
And I asked him to so many times.
How many magazines did you buy?
Oh, I don't know. I'm still getting magazines that I ain't never bought.
So did it really increase your chances of winning to buy, or just fill it out and say I don't want any? Let me ask Al, did you ever do that?
Unfortunately, I did.
I think everybody did.
figured, if you don't buy something, they're just going to toss your name out. So,
yeah.
And it was on sale, $7.99 a year. Yeah, I'll buy.
You couldn't help it. It was just one of those things back in the day that was popular. And I think, what's his name that went on to do Family Feud, Steve Harvey, didn't he do it for a little while? Wasn't he the
I think
pitcher?
he was the one who, I'll show up at your house. Yeah.
And I'm not even sure if that goes on anymore.
I think he still does it.
Yeah,
they still do that.
Wow. I hadn't felt they hadn't sent me a message in quite some time.
Clearinghouse.
Well, this next guy, they didn't like it when Elvis covered his song. As a matter of fact, we covered this a few weeks ago where they told Elvis to go home, find him a truck to drive. Mm-hmm. But this would be what you would call the grandfather of bluegrass. He was born on this date. As we go back, Keith Whitley got his start here. Ricky Skaggs got his start in this band. We wouldn't have either one of them if it hadn't been for this guy. Bill Monroe made an audition for the Grand Ole Opry on this date back in 1939. They'd hook him up and let him be on there. And he brought us Blue Moon of Kentucky, Keep on Shining. That was a great song.
That was a good song.
I don't care who sings it. I like it.
Yep.
But Bill Monroe, did you know that about Keith Whitley?
No, I didn't.
Him and Ricky Skaggs roomed together and traveled with Bill Monroe, and that got that unique sound that he had. He learned a lot from him.
Wow. See, we do learn stuff on this show.
All right, Al. You had to have on Saturday mornings rushed over to see this little fella here. He would make his debut in 1941. He had big ears, and people picked on him.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Ross Perot, so y'all just back up. That's not who it is. But Dumbo. Do you remember Dumbo?
Oh, yeah.
The flying elephant.
He made his debut in 1941 in a time where we had innocence in the United States, and kids could be kids.
And could go outside and play safe.
That's right. That's what I remember from that. Now, we talked about the last episode of this aired, it was last week sometime. And what was weird about it was this young kid, and then he'd turn into this guy, and he was older. And as a kid, I was always trying to figure out what happened here.
How did he do that?
Yeah. It wasn't like the Incredible Hulk, where this was Shazam. This guy that actually played the part after he turned older has a birthday today. You remember him?
I remember the show.
They rode around in that motorhome, and it had this little thing in the middle of the console that blinked. The next thing you know, he'd run to the back of the motorhome, and out he'd come.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right. Hey, look, I know this old boy, a lot of you are going to say is whiny. Maybe he is. Okay, he is. But I sure do like his style. He would show up in punk rock. Now, doing country and punk rock nightclubs. How do you get away with that?
Ooh.
Well, first you got to go get you a pair of tight blue jeans, take a shotgun, put some holes in them, or a pocket knife, and then go see Emmanuel in Nashville to make you a cool jacket. I mean, you got to have all that. And, well, what happens after that? Well, you become Dwight Yoakam. Born on this date back in 56. He would bring Buck Owens back out of retirement. Dwight is one of those that just is a big-time hero.
He's got some real good music.
Coal Miner's Prayer, if anybody knows. It wasn't a radio hit, but it describes he grew up in Pikeville, Kentucky. Patty Loveless came from the same town that he did, and they would grow up very poor in that town. And the only job you could get was in the coal mines.
Yeah.
And he wrote a song about that guy that every morning puts on that hat and goes down, I don't know how many feet a mine is, and does that for a living. And all that they have to breathe, and it's the coal miner's prayer, because you don't know if you're coming back. And then, of
you
course,
don't have a clue.
Had that big song, I Got You. They took my truck, they turned my bell told me the next time I get a call, I can walk outside and yell. Dwight Yoakam, folks. Al, I'm going to put this on you. He made fun of every kind of song there was. He dressed real funky, and his first name was Weird. Do you know the rest of his name before I go there?
Weird Al.
Weird Al. Born in 1959.
Oh, mercy.
Yeah.
Is Weird Al Yankovic? Is that how you say that?
Yankovic.
Is he still around?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I don't know if he's still doing songs, but
I hadn't heard from him forever.
He's got some newer stuff, but I don't know how new it is. But I saw something on it the other day, and I just, okay. This poor fella. He made it rich by making fun of other people's music.
Now, there probably is not a man around. This is why this song, we're going back to 1961. This was a #1 song. And there's probably not a man around that hadn't identified with this song. They had a girlfriend that, well, maybe left him, run off with his best friend or a friend of a friend of a friend, and, well, she got a nickname. Her name was Runaround Sue. Y'all remember this?
Yep.
Dion. And, of course, he had that guy's voice. He was incredible. Dream lover, where are you? Come on, somebody sing with me. Help me. That was great. But I keep away from a runaround Sue. Here's a story that I don't remember the rest. Y'all know the words. But Dion, that was big back in the day. And Dion had a sound that no one else did. Liked him a lot there. Let's move up.
Jerry Jeff Walker.
Do you remember Jerry Jeff?
I don't.
Oh, man, he has written so many country songs. Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother. R is for the redneck. M is for the mud flaps on my truck. But he wrote a lot of great country songs. Jerry Jeff Walker passed away on this date back in 2020. I don't have a list of every song that he wrote. Where is Britt Gully and Scott McQuaig, my audience that knows all this stuff?
Yeah, because they could be the ones who could tell you. And Amy could tell you.
Now, I just see something I did not know. Millie says that Keith Whitley's childhood home is now a museum. I had no clue. Huh. That's something
Pretty
there.
cool.
No.
See, we still learn stuff. There's a lot of people that need to learn stuff. A lot of people need to go back and understand what word meaning. You know, when a structured sentence, what does that sentence really mean? Not what you think.
That's true.
You know, common sense. I'm sorry. There's a lot of y'all that have lost the common sense. A lot of y'all never even had it. And I feel sorry for those that don't have common sense or don't understand common sense.
We'll put a little prayer in there for them there. I had a lot of calls on Friday night that said, why are there, and this is where it gets real funny. I got a lot of calls. I was bombarded by text and I only got 48 written. What's happening at 48? There's a lot of fire trucks. I said, 48? I don't know what that means. So I called somebody with the police department. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. So I called the fire department. I said, y'all know anything about fire trucks? I didn't even think about Odie. And here we go. Everybody and their brother was out on 8th Street to a fuel spill. And this was the Texaco there, and it was a leaking gas pump?
Well, it was the tank itself. The pump of the tank, which pumped to the pump.
Right.
It had a blown seal, and it was leaking. And that fuel station, they own like 5 or 6 of these things. And they had a repair guy that was in town working on some stuff. So he was able to get there pretty quick. And by the time it leaked out and everything else, he was able to pump it out. We turned the pump off, got it stopped.
But I had literally given up on finding what was going on. I thought these people just imagined they saw a fire truck somewhere. There's no way.
We was everywhere.
Coming up, Jerome Lee, I know Jerome is watching. We're going to find out why sometimes it's good to be pulled over by the Highway Patrol. It's been the latest craze this weekend of people wanting speeding tickets, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
All that's up and coming.
Hello, I am Justin J.J. Anders, and I'm running for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor. Many of you may know me from the UPS store, which I owned and operated for over 13 years. I'm a family man and a businessman. The Board of Supervisors is the business board of Lauderdale County. I have the business background and experience needed to be a valued member of this board. I am financially conservative and believe we should live within our means. I am Justin J.J. Anders, and I'm asking for your vote for Lauderdale County District 1 Supervisor.
Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you. You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or an economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty four-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need, North Frontage Road, Meridian. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calipers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and as I mentioned, the latest craze in the Brandon-Jackson area is to get pulled over.
Yeah.
You want blue lights, from what I understand.
And you've been looking for.
I met this pretty young lady on Friday afternoon from Brandon at a luncheon, and she was with the Mississippi Highway Patrol, and all I've heard is, how do I get a ticket from her? She is actually, she does a podcast, and she's got a little TV show that she's producing. She does a lot of things on the side, so I got links to her page. Check that. Real nice girl. Sippy Girls. Had lunch with her. She was a great guest at lunch, and do appreciate missing her. A Mississippian trying to do well, balancing jobs, work. Let's support folks that do
Do not
all.
make her mad. She also owns a gun store.
I forgot about that. And she has handcuffs.
Yeah.
Al said that Odie is, and you're right, Al. He has done research. Friday afternoon, I think this was late Friday afternoon, we got word that there was an incident going on in the Hickory area. And you want to talk about a community pulling together to help someone. This person would have to be airlifted, but a car fell on someone that was working on it. And I always urge you with this, be cautious. Let me show you this of how the community pulled together as everybody showed up to help get this car off this man. They were airlifted, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. But as this was being going on, I remembered a good friend of mine who was a full-fledged mechanic, was working on his own car under his carport. And this is why I always keep your cell phone close to you. And this was before the days of you had to use a thumbprint or facial recognition to get back into your phone.
Yeah.
His phone was laying there beside him, and the car falls on him, and his arms are pinned. And no one's at home. He's in his carport, and the car's on top of him. And he used his chin to his face to get the phone over to him, and he got his chin to push down on the last number that he called, and it called somebody, and he was saved. Wow. That could have turned out differently. Now, for years, I fought that face recognition, and then the last phone I got, my kids set it up where you had to do that. And the phone may not have worked now if you don't do that. But
well, they all have that set up.
Or is there a different feature? I don't know.
No, you just tell it what to do.
Really? Mine don't do that.
You hadn't got it set up.
You've seen the way sometimes I spell words. I can talk to that phone and it will say something else. And if you don't look, you're messed up.
Yeah. But now this is straight to Siri. You just say, and this would mess somebody up because you could say, "Hey Siri," and now everybody's phone like, ding.
I didn't think about
that. You could say, "Call so and so."
I really wish, and Al, you probably have the same. You have an accent like I do. Everybody in this room does. Why don't we have a thing on these phones? She's talking to you. That when you first get your phone, you say, read a paragraph to it, and it understands your language.
Yeah,
right. Because it doesn't pick me up. It doesn't understand Scotty Ray, whatever I am.
It doesn't do redneck. It does English and Southern English, but not redneck.
You can mess up a lot of people with Alexas and all that.
Oh, yeah. See, Al just woke up everybody else and stuff.
I didn't say hey first.
Is that what you have to do is say hey?
I think so, yeah. Huh. You might could just say Alexa. So you can make them tune into Scotty Ray. And
I had one of those for my mom to remember to take her medications, and it would go, "Hey, Lucille." And she got real mad at it because it was like, she goes, "That woman over in that corner won't hush." And I finally had to unplug it because she was not happy with the Alexa girl. But I didn't know this. During that time that you had it, you could call home to home on that thing and talk to somebody in that house.
Oh, now, when Amy'd be down on the coast, she could say, "Hey, Alexa, call whatever else." So we're sitting there through the Alexas talking. And look at that. Carl says, "What's on Odie's hat?"
It says,
"I'm blessed."
There you are, a little Jesus on the bill.
Amen, yeah.
Now, speaking of this, and I want this up, but y'all pay attention to this because this person needs this back. This will be out near Phil Hardin Park. I would get word that somebody's golf cart was stolen. This is someone who cannot drive a car anymore. They use it to go back and forth to the mailbox in the neighborhood, and their golf cart was stolen. Here's what it looks like. If you happen to see this floating around Meridian anywhere on a trailer, call MPD at 479-1289 or call that number there or call MPD. They would certainly like to have that back. I remember a few months ago sitting at not a few months, maybe a year ago, sitting at a red light out, stop sign, Briarwood area. And lo and behold, here come MPD everywhere. Somebody pulling a golf cart, and it was surrounded. It was a stolen golf cart. The person was driving down the road and passed their own golf cart. And they called and said, "Hey, here's my stuff that just got stolen." A one-way ticket to the Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah, here, we'll give you a ride.
But pay attention. Again, this person needs this back. And you just don't realize for someone who can't get around like they used to how important a golf cart is to them.
Yeah.
It is.
That's his main set of go.
It is. We'll be right back with more Go-Go Juice, Scotty Ray and Odie. And we got some more stuff coming up from Al.
This November the 7th, make your vote count. Clark County deserves a sheriff who understands the heartbeat of our community. I'm a lifelong resident, a dedicated family man, and a trusted pillar of Clark County. I know what it means to protect and serve as a community leader. Our livelihood depends on the strength and integrity of our law enforcement. So on November the 7th, vote for Anthony Chancellor for Clark County Sheriff. Together, we can build a safer, stronger community for us all.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back. As we were talking about Alexa, Al was I didn't know this could even happen. Tell me what you were saying about yours, what it was doing in your house.
I said I had to unplug mine because she would turn my TV on during the middle of the night. And that'll wake you up from a dead sleep, hearing voices in your living room. And she would. I guess the Bluetooth is connected, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
But I finally unplugged her because. Yeah.
Let me ask y'all's opinion of this. Do y'all see that as a way for people to spy on you?
Absolutely.
Oh, 110%.
There's got to be a way that hackers are smart
keep that
enough.
little camera closed.
That's a good point. But hack in and listen to everything going on in your home.
Yeah. They'd be mighty bored listening at mine, but hey, I'm sure some people, they hear some convicting stuff.
It really gives a different aspect thought to Red Dawn. If we all remember watching 1986.
The original, not the remake.
Yeah, it was bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But things could go very south easily for our way of life, the way we know it. The United States has gotten kind of soft, is what I would say. And as we look across at Israel, at what's going on there, that could very well happen to us. And as we get warnings of all of this, and the U.S., here's one of the headlines here, we could have sleepers here. We've had people coming across our border more.
What border?
Yeah. They're mixed in with us. And as we saw the worldwide caution that was issued yesterday that something could happen, it's unrest in the world. It could happen here just as easily as it could happen there. I remember as a kid, first grade, 1976, it was the bicentennial year. And I remember Jimmy Carter going in office, and y'all remember the Iran where they had the hostages.
Oh yeah.
And and then Reagan had to save them. But I remember sitting as a kid in front of the TV watching that, all those people yelling and burning flags in the street. And in my little mind, to my knowledge, at that point in time, none of that had really ever happened in the United States. We don't live in that world anymore.
No, and we're going to get worse if y'all keep buckling down to the government trying to tell you what. Y'all can't have no gun. Oh.
Did y'all see that at the Capitol, that overrun last week where they arrested at least 100 people?
Yeah, but they're not going to do anything with them because they're Democrat. If you vote the Democrat Party in, and half of those people are the Palestinian.
Are they even affiliated with anybody, or they just? They don't like Israel, I know that. And as we all
they're
know,
all for the Palestine.
We do know that, and there's a book that describes all of this stuff, folks. It's called the Holy Bible there.
Yep.
Read up on it sometimes. It will.
What's coming?
It will enlighten you. I wish I had a picture here as we get ready. Al, you bound to know her. And let me switch over here to camera 2 here to look at Al to get his face reaction there. Do you remember the name Nancy Sinatra? These boots are going to walk all over you. Do you remember? And golly, why I didn't pull this picture up of her in those boots. Do you remember Odie?
Oh, yeah.
She was like the sex symbol. I don't know what year that was. These boots are going to, and you're like, every man would give me that poster. You get pick up too while you're there.
One of them back here too.
Her house, her former house is up for sale for $3 million. It's been owned by the family for 50 years, up for sale now.
It's not very big. It's a normal size.
Well, here's what the house looks like.
Home. It's got a little swimming pool.
Yeah. $3 million, though, could get you that. And I really hate that they don't have that's not a good picture of it. She had some, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm doing the
Yeah, I'm trying
very attractive posters.
Yeah.
We'll go that route.
That's why they didn't show them on the...
on that today. Sure is. That's something to think on there, though. Well, we've run out of time once again. Al, in closing, let's look back over here at Al now. The plants are coming. We're still warm for at least 2 weeks. Enjoy your flowers. What happens November 1st?
It gets a little chillier, but no rain.
Well, I
want to see rain.
Now, as you get prepared for Christmas, what are some of the things that we can expect to see at Al's Garden and Gift that's going to be coming up that you've got planned for the holidays? Y'all do a lot with Christmas.
Well, we have our Christmas open house. It'll be Sunday, November 5th. It's always the first Sunday of the month of November. It's the only Sunday that we open up. But we'll have our Christmas open house kickoff, and it'll be here before we know it.
It will be.
The ladies have been working hard on getting the place fixed up and hoping for a good year.
Now, don't you do Santa Claus and Miss Claus every year?
And we do. I bring in Santa and Mrs. Claus twice a year, twice for the kids, so they can have, and it's free of charge. Get your picture taken.
Oh, we getting a picture.
Y'all need to come get your picture taken.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. and Miss Claus do a real good job. I think they'll be there the first Saturday and the third Saturday of December.
And keep us on that because that's important.
Yeah, I mean, I love supplying a place where people can take their kids for pictures of Santa because you don't go to the mall anymore.
No.
And the last picture I saw of Santa over there looked pretty sad.
It did.
Sad,
like Billy Bob
Santa
Thornton.
wasn't looking real perky that day.
Yeah. Y'all got another Santa Claus. I met him yesterday.
Yep. He's on here watching.
I saw
too.
him on there. I'm not going to say a whole lot.
But I said yesterday we're going to have a backup.
But you'll let us know when Santa's going to be coming.
Absolutely.
This is one of the most wonderful times of the year. We appreciate Al for what he does to keep those traditions going. And I meant to tell them, and y'all tell me, the new place that's downtown Meridian, we really need this. I don't even know if it exists. Now, if y'all remember, Odie, I know that you're going to remember this. The old, where Hooper's was, which was Hardin's Bakery.
Yeah,
Shaloop now.
Yeah.
They really need to track down that sleigh that used to be there that was parked out front.
Yeah.
That needs to come back. I don't know where it is in Meridian, where it went to, but that just meant Christmas when you went by there as a kid.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That was always what marked it for me. So
that was the main, and the Christmas parade was right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And then you got through eating turkey, and I think it was, a week later? We had the parade, and Santa Claus rode the parade, showed up at the mall, and boom, it was Christmas season.
It sure was.
Man.
Oh, before we go, wait a minute.
Well, look at here.
We need to show our seal
This
of
is the
approval
seal of
here.
approval, and we've been approved.
Yeah, there's been some folks in town saying the Scotty Ray has no seal.
Yep.
Y'all take it back. Here he is. Remember that there.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we'll be watching that weather for you when times turn bad. That's coming up November 1. We'll be here night, day, no matter when it breaks out. We'll be behind the scenes taking care of weather, letting you know where things are, power, whole
As
nine
it comes
yards.
in and as it goes.
That's right.
Anything that goes. We got to do a happy birthday to
Okay.
Kyle Wiggins. He turned 21 today, and I hadn't been able to
Get
fit
that
that
age.
in yet, but there it is. And then to everybody else out there, we're going to run a test. Hey, Alexa, remind everybody to watch Scotty Ray Report starting at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday every day.
There you go. Denise Burnside. Quitman used to have a Santa and a sleigh. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
So learning a lot there.
Is
Al,
that Barry?
hey, we can't thank you enough for coming in and sharing with us things that go on with the plants and flowers. And as I mentioned before, and we'll close on this note, I said I was going to ask you this. I've been to quite a few accident scenes. You are a volunteer fireman, Odie. You are too. Of slowing down, you and I have talked several times about this. When you see folks working an accident, slow down.
It's bad, especially on highways and interstate. It's terrible. I mean, a lot of people aren't even looking, don't even know they're passing us, and
Don't care.
You know, they speed past us, and I mean, we've had some near
misses.
Yeah. And you know, I had a buddy of mine who got killed in he was a tow truck driver.
Sure do. I remember that.
He got hit by a car. And people just got to slow down when they see emergency vehicles. You can't just keep going the speed limit in the left lane if it's open.
And don't stop.
Yes.
That's correct.
Oh.
That'll cause even
We got
more.
one extreme or another. Either they stop and look or they fly through, you know, just
be careful.
Yeah.
But I was on Highway 19 with the Meridian Police Department last week, the wreck that happened right there going into Walmart. And I was taking a few pictures of the accident, and it was just the tow truck driver and the firemen and all were trying to sweep, and people were coming through that red light like there was no tomorrow.
Yeah.
We don't need another loss of life when it comes to all
So
that.
Joy just brought up a good one, and that was the record drivers. And Al, we went to school with that guy that got killed. But let me tell you something. If y'all want to go test out a job, go stand beside a record driver as they do their work on the side of the road and see how you like it. I wish that they do that. If you were caught speeding beside an emergency vehicle or a wrecker or something,
You got to go work it.
you got to go work it for 3 or 4 wrecks beside that record driver.
It'd give you some respect.
Change your mind right there real quick. So, Joy, you know, that's...
My first taste of this was
Lewis Wrecker.
early Sunday morning with the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department out on Highway 19. It was a rear-end wreck. And I'm going to tell you, they come close, to, whether you're looking at your phone, whatever. I mean, just...
Me and you had just talked about it.
Yeah.
And we were, and then you went to that accident and you got a first-hand experience of it.
And it's one thing for Al to say, like, man, can you tell everybody to slow down? We're out here. But when I went, it made a believer. I cannot tell you, as Odie was saying, suggest it makes a believer out of you. When that wind comes by, it feels like they took your blue jeans with them.
Pulls your cowboy hat off.
Yeah, I had to take it off. Boom, it was gone. That's happened several times. We've had a wonderful time. Al, again, thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for inviting me.
Odie, I'm going to let you take us out of here.
Man, end of Monday, Tuesday's coming, so is Friday. But we've had so much fun with you. We have fun with you every morning. We enjoy spending our mornings with you, and we appreciate it, and thank you so much for doing it. Remember, we'll see you tomorrow in 23 hours. We love you, but Jesus does too.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.